Welcome to this session of the House of Commons Health and Social Care Select Committee meeting. Our guests this morning are at 10:30, Matt Hancock, the Health and Social Care Secretary of State. Luke Evans.
For all the hard work you and your team are doing. I noticed in your battle plan, one of the things that I think potentially was missing was when we talk about battle and in medicine, death is an inevitability and something you have to deal with. I just wondered, you've put in a Herculean effort to get the ITU spaces and the ventilators. However, a lot of people who will suffer from coronavirus and indeed other conditions will never make it onto the intensive care unit. So I wondered what sort of provisions you have for the number of people who may be dying at home. And I've got a few questions about that. Do you know the number of people who are dying at home currently, or have an estimate?
Well, we do know the number of people who die outside of hospital, and they very largely die at home. It comes back to the very first exchange with the chair on the number of deaths reported. They're reported through ONS because we have to collect the data from the death certificates.
So with that, I mean, a good death needs three things. It needs equipment, it needs medication, and it needs the staff to administer it. So in terms of equipment, a few quick questions. Do you have enough syringe drivers in the NHS to deliver medications to keep people comfortable when they're passing away?
Yes, we do. There was a challenge raised about this about 8 days ago, and we resolved it. Actually, it wasn't as big a challenge as was made public, and we've resolved that. So yes, right now we do.
And the second one is with that's to the syringe drivers deliver medication, particularly things like Midazolam and morphine. Do you have any precautions put in place to make sure we have enough of those medications to be delivered?
Yes. We've got a big project to make sure that those sorts of medications, as well as the ITU medications that I spoke about earlier, that the supply chains, global supply chains for those medicines are clear. They are, in fact, those medicines are made in a relatively small number of factories around the world. So it is a delicate supply chain, and we are in contact with the whole supply chain.
And in line with that, morphine is currently prescribed per patient. The reason to do that is stop it being abused. So I have to prescribe it for Mr. Hancock. However, in this situation, if you're going into a healthcare home, you may not want to waste precious things like morphine. Have you considered relaxing the laws around morphine prescribing for doctors and healthcare professionals so that there isn't waste?
That's something that we keep under review. I've looked at that particular point to reduce wastage of key medicines, and it's something that the supply team, in the department and the clinical team talk about all the time. I don't know if that's JVT's part of the clinical team, and he may want to say more.
Thank you.
No, I've nothing really to add on that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank